Well, hey, good day to you. This is Todd. I am a regular dude walking in the Word. Hey, we're going through Exodus, and we're continuing our study through talking about the tabernacle, each piece of the tabernacle. We talked about the table yesterday, and we talked about it, how it was, the stuff we're talking about now is in this section of the tabernacle here, right here. And not in the Holy of Holies. It's in this, it's kind of this inner tent of the tabernacle, but it's not in the Holy of Holies. All right. So, and this is a picture here of being inside that holy, not the Holy of Holies. The Holy of Holies was back behind this curtain, and you can see the curtain is pulled back here, and you can see the ark. You'd have to have really good eyes to see that because it's pretty small. But we talked about the table yesterday. Today we're talking about the candlestick, or the lampstand, not candlestick. King James says candlestick. There was no candles in this thing. It was a lampstand. So yeah, the lampstand, and this is full of symbolic meaning that we're going to be talking about today with the lampstand. This is taken today from Exodus 25 verses 31 to 40. We're later going to be turning to Revelation 1 verses 12 to 20, because that further explains this thing, the last book of the Bible. How about that? So let's read here Exodus 25 verses 31 to 40. Okay, and again, I'm reading from the CSV version because it gives the English measurements here. It says, "You are to make a lampstand out of pure hammered gold. It is to be made of one piece, its base and its shaft, its ornamental cups, and its buds and petals." Okay, so I'm stopping here at the first verse. This was a good size lampstand, and it was made out of one piece of gold, and then it was hammered. It wasn't molded like that. It was hammered into that shape. And talk about ornamental. This thing was really ornamental. I have, let's see, here's a picture. This is taken from Seeing Christ in the Tabernacle. This is a black and white picture of the table, but then this is the what the lampstand would look like, if that helps you. So, so it was really ornamental, and it was solid gold, and it was hammered into one piece like that. Okay, so pretty amazing. A lot of labor went into making just this one piece here. All right, verse 32. 6 branches are to extend from its sides. 3 branches of the lampstands from one side, and 3 branches from the lampstands from the other side. There are to be 3 cups shaped like almond blossoms, each with a bud and petal on one branch, and 3 cups shaped like almond blossoms, each with bud and petals on the next branch. Okay? Again, it's showing it has buds and petals and everything in it. So it's a continuously growing thing. If you have, like, I don't know, anything, you're growing strawberries, you have the fruit, and they're all at different times. Well, this particular picture here of this vine like this, the whole process is going on continuously all at once. All right, so if that makes sense. It's not, according to seasons, it's happening all at once. It's it's an unusual plant that the buds and flowers and everything are all at once here. All right. It is to be this way for 6 branches that extend from the lampstand. Verse 34, there are to be 4 cups shaped like almond blossoms on the lampstand shaft, along with the buds and petals. For the 6 branches that extend from the lampstand, a bud must be under the first pair of branches from it, a bud under the second pair of branches from it, and a bud under the third pair of branches from it. Their buds and branches are to be of one piece. All of it is to be single hammered piece of pure gold. Again, it says one piece of gold, and it's all hammered out like this. Verse 37, make it 7 lamps and set them up so that they illuminate the area in front of it. Its snuffers and fire pans must be made of pure gold. The lampstand with all its utensils is to be made from 75 pounds of pure gold. Okay, here again is the measurement in English, if we read it the way it was written in the King James, you wouldn't understand it. But 75, this thing started out with a weight of 75 pounds. All right, 75 pounds. That's huge. All right, you get a bag of chicken feed. That's like 40 or 50 pounds. All right, and sometimes the young kids can't handle that. But you had this, and think how much this thing would have cost to make. All right, you have an ounce of gold today, and it's like an outrageous amount. But here it's 75 pounds of gold just for the lampstand. All right. Be careful to make them according to the pattern you have been shown on the mountain. All right. Now, this is really showing a picture of Jesus here. If you look at it, continuing on through the New Testament all the way to Revelation, it's a picture of Jesus and the church. Okay, this whole lampstand. All right. Now, so that you understand this, we're going to turn over to Revelation, and this is Revelation 1, chapter 1, verses 12 through 20. I'll be reading from the NIV here because I don't need to change any measurements. All right, so chapter 1, verses 12 to 20. It says this: I turned around to see the voice that was speaking to me, and when I turned, and I saw 7 golden lampstands. Huh? 7 golden lampstands. How about that? And among the lampstands was someone dressed like the Son of Man, dressed in a robe reaching down to his feet, and with a golden sash around his chest. Who is that? Jesus. All right. The hair on his head was white like wool, as white as snow, and his eyes were blazing fire. His feet were like bronze glowing in a furnace, and his voice was like the sound of rushing waters. In his right hand he held the 7 stars, and coming out of his mouth was a sharp double-edged sword. His face was like the sun shining in all its brilliance. When I saw him, I fell at my feet as though I was dead. Then he placed his right hand on me and said, Do not be afraid. I am the first and the last. I am the living one. I was dead, and now look, I am alive forever and ever, and I hold the keys of death and Hades. Again, who is that? There's only one person that could possibly be, and that's Jesus. All right. That last sentence, verse 18, is like a dead giveaway. It's got to be Jesus. And where he says, I'm the living one. I was dead, and now look, I'm alive forever and ever, and I hold the keys of death and Hades. Only Jesus. Verse 19, write therefore what you have seen, what is now, and what will take place. The mystery of the 7 stars that you saw in my right hand, and of the 7 golden lampstands is this: the 7 stars are the angels of the 7 churches, and the 7 lampstands are the 7 churches. Okay? Again, so this is Jesus representing the church here with this whole lampstand like this. Again, another symbolic meaning of this thing is this, in those cups at the end of that lampstand was oil. Okay, and that oil, it was a long process to make that oil. It wasn't like you just squeeze some olives and voila, there's the oil. No, it was a long process to make that. And you had that oil, and that oil actually represents the Holy Spirit. Okay, and the priests were supposed to keep that thing burning. Okay, so you'll see later on when. This is later on, I think, with Judas Maccabees. They ran out of, the temple was desecrated. After it was desecrated, they cleansed it all and went through the whole process of cleansing it all and getting it back operational. But they only had enough oil for like one day, if I remember right. But it was miraculous that this oil lasted a long time. And like I said, to get this oil, it wasn't just a thing of go squeeze some olives real quick and you have some oil. No, this was a process, and it was a timed process. You got to do this and this. And so that oil that was only like enough to last for one day really lasted the whole time until the other oil, the processed oil, had gone through the proper process. So it's an amazing thing. All the way out, to that part there with Judas Maccabeus was the guy there that dealt with that. But anyway, the oil represents the Holy Spirit. So you have the lampstand, which represents Jesus is part of the church, and then the oil is essential for it, and that is the Holy Spirit. Okay? Hopefully that explains everything about this. This is a fascinating study as we look at all this stuff. Thanks for watching. I'm a regular dude walking in the Word, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow as we continue our journey through Exodus. Lord's blessing. I'll see you then.